Well, as of right now, we don't know exactly where the fight is going to be at. We don't know the location of the fight. The Sphere is one of the places that they talked about. So we don't know if it's 100% going to be there. And this is not actually a fight, it's an exhibition.
Okay.
So we're going to do it again, and hopefully we're going to entertain the people.
You see what Floyd said? I think he might saying that he feels it's an exhibition and not a real fight.
Is that what he's feeling? But he signed a real fight.
So it's for sure.
Yes, the contract that we signed is a real fight.
Real fight. Okay. Yeah, because I know he said
I want to fight an exhibition.
No exhibition. It's either real fight or nothing.
Yeah, it's a real fight. Yeah.
I mean, I have to say this, Mayweather, come on, dude. Fight a real fight. You're still trying to protect your O. Yes, you're 50-0 on paper, but people know you've lost. Shit, your own father said you lost against me back when we fought. And what's crazy is that people don't know that we had a rematch clause for 1 year. And what do? Your pussy ass retires for 1 year and 1 day.
See somebody like Floyd Mayweather, that's the oldest trick in the book, y'all. Y'all know. When y'all see somebody flogging money everywhere, they got this, they got that, they got this. Was it Gervonta Davis? Tank told us 2 years ago that the reason they held Floyd Mayweather, you can put it back on the screen, captain, in Dubai is because he had owed them money. And they wouldn't release him until he announced the fight to give them their money back. You know they do that over there in Dubai, right? You ain't going nowhere if you owe a debt. He was trapped over there for almost 2 months, according to Gervonta. They shared the same manager, Al Layman, who collected money in cash.
And by the way, there's an update right now posted on Inside the Ring show that the camp of Team Pacquiao, which I expected, would say that this is a pro fight. That's not the biggest problem that I see right now. It is not. So, if you think about this really, an announcement was made. Pacquiao says it on social media and on interviews. Then suddenly Floyd Mayweather says something different. This is something to be worried.
The boxing world has reached its breaking point, and the frustration is impossible to ignore. Fans and insiders alike are growing tired of what feels like constant back and forth and uncertainty. Floyd Mayweather has now made his stance clear. He's stepping away from what was expected to be a formal, contract-bound rematch. Instead, he appears to be shifting toward a safer exhibition setting, avoiding the risks that come with an official bout. This decision has sparked strong reactions, as many believe he is unwilling to put his perfect 50-0 record on the line against a determined Manny Pacquiao, that what's happening goes beyond just another fight being called off. For many, it feels like a disappointment to loyal fans who were expecting a meaningful showdown. The situation has stirred debate across the combat sports world, with questions now being raised about the legacy he leaves behind.
So go again?
Yeah, first off, Manny Pacquiao at Sphere. What part did being at the Sphere kind of play in you taking that fight?
Well, as of right now, we don't know exactly where the fight is going to be at. We don't know the location of the fight. The Sphere is one of the places that they talked about. So we don't know if it's 100% going to be there. And this is not actually a fight, it's an exhibition.
Okay.
So we're going to do it again, and hopefully we're going to entertain the people.
Right. And as far as that, what's it going to be like fighting him again, like 11 years later now?
It's just, I never really took any abuse, in the sport of boxing. Still extremely healthy, work out every day. And, I got an exhibition with Mike Tyson also, another exhibition in Greece. So if I'm just sitting at home and I'm just working out every day, spending time with my grandson and spending time with my children, I said, why not go out, have a little fun, entertain, and put on some exhibitions? And so that's what I'm doing.
Tensions between the two sides have spiraled out of control. Manny Pacquiao is making his stance crystal clear. He has no intention of entering the ring for what amounts to an exhibition. Instead, he's demanding a fully sanctioned bout, complete with official judging and a result that becomes part of their official records. What makes this situation even more surprising is that the documentation reportedly supports his position.
Manny, by chance, did you see what Floyd said? I think he might saying that he feels it's an exhibition and not a real fight.
Is that what he's feeling? But he signed a real fight.
So it's for sure.
Yes, the contract that we signed is a real fight.
Real fight. Okay. Yeah, because I know he said
I want to fight an exhibition.
no exhibition. It's either real fight or nothing.
Yeah, it's a real fight. Yeah.
Yeah. Is Sphere still in Las Vegas?
That's the contract that he signed. I mean,
Yeah. So it's still happening then.
he has to remember that.
But it's still on. It's still happening.
Oh yeah, we did sign the contract already, so there's no reason why,
Why wouldn't?
why wouldn't you?
Yeah. All right. Look good. You look already in shape. What adjustments do you think you're gonna make for the rematch? Adjustments compared to the first fight.
I have the improved and better strategy or compared to the last one.
I know it's something you've been wanting for a very long time. I know you felt that that first fight wasn't, the best of you, right?
Yeah. This time, no excuse.
According to insiders such as ESPN's Mike Coppinger, the situation has taken a dramatic turn. Reports indicate that a formal contract for a professional fight has already been signed and finalized. This means the major global announcement wasn't based on speculation. It was grounded in confirmed agreements. Because of that, the abrupt shift from the opposing side has left many within the boxing world questioning what's actually going on behind the scenes.
Max, so Mayweather threw some cold water on any excitement for the fight with Manny Pacquiao in September when last week he did an interview and said that it's not going to be a real fight, it's going to be an exhibition and not necessarily going to be at the Sphere. And Max, that really puzzled me because this wasn't just reporting. Netflix, a multi-billion-dollar company, officially announced that this would be a real fight at the Sphere. So earlier this morning, I spoke to Jazz Mather, who is the CEO of Manny Pacquiao Promotions, and he said it is absolutely a real fight. There's a signed contract. Mayweather signed it. It's in there. That it's a real fight that'll count on their records, and it's going to be at the Sphere. So I'm not sure what Floyd is talking about. I don't know if Floyd got bad advice, but he's contracted, so it would be a breach if not. I don't see him turning down a major payday over this, but it will bear watching. And also, I'm told that further to that, Pacquiao has no interest in this if it's not a real fight.
It raises serious questions about why a high-stakes professional clash would be scaled back into what amounts to an exhibition. Across the sport, many believe the reasoning comes down to hesitation. Analysts such as Max Kellerman have been direct in their assessment. The physical limits that come with age are becoming harder to ignore. Approaching 50, it's natural that the body no longer performs at the same level it once did. A widely discussed view is that protecting an unblemished 50-0 record has become a major concern. Facing an opponent who remains driven and still carries the frustration of a disputed outcome from 2015 would be a significant risk. A sanctioned fight brings genuine consequences, while shifting toward an exhibition can appear like a strategic move to preserve a flawless record while still securing a substantial payday.
Happened after its expiration date. We will never have the actual answer. You and I might agree, Mayweather was too long, too good a boxer, naturally bigger guy and better defense. But we will never actually know the answer to that question because we never got to see it 5 years earlier. Now, Shady makes the point, Malik, that this is not like Crawford-Canelo, and it's not. But it's also not exactly like Jake Paul and Mike Tyson.
It's nowhere near
that
stuff.
So what is it? What are we, because Netflix doesn't seem to care if this is more of kind of a carnival or an exhibition, or if it's like the greatest, biggest fight in the world. What they're looking for are eyeballs, right? Where does this fall, Mayweather and Pacquiao, on the most legitimate Crawford-Canelo side of the spectrum, or the kind of sideshow Jake Paul, Mike Tyson side of the spectrum?
To piggyback off of what Shady was saying, I actually believe people will feed into it heavy because we're talking about two of the elites of all time. They both are extremely technically sound. They both are known for what they have done in the ring. Obviously, Mayweather got the huge promotion market behind him. So does Pacquiao. I just think it does numbers, and I also would be like a huge fan of it. I think the way how Floyd is looking lately, whether it's in the gym, and the way how Pacquiao has been looking in his last fight, I'm really into the fight if they're going to do it again, especially if it's going to be on the best stage in the world, the ring, the Netflix, and the same type of numbers going.
The controversy has spread far beyond just the two fighters at the center of it. former opponents are now stepping in and adding fuel to the situation. Oscar de la Hoya went viral after delivering a raw, no-holds-barred rant that quickly grabbed attention online. He openly criticized the sudden change in direction, labeling it as weak and unjustified. Drawing from his own past, de la Hoya pointed to a similar experience he claims to have gone through. He alleged that a sudden retirement announcement was used as a tactic to avoid fulfilling a rematch agreement. According to him, the return to the ring happened immediately after that obligation expired, reinforcing his belief that the move was intentional.
Yo, what's up, guys? I wasn't going to do a clapback, but all the news on Mayweather, Pacquiao, potentially falling apart. I mean, I have to say this. Mayweather, come on, dude. Fight a real fight. You're still trying to protect your O. Yes, you're 50-0 on paper, but people know you've lost. Shit, your own father said you lost against me back when we fought. And what's crazy is that people don't know that we had a rematch clause for 1 year. And what do? Your pussy ass retires for 1 year and 1 day. Bro, ever since I got beat up by Manny Pacquiao in my last fight, I've wanted to fight every single day, but I couldn't because I wasn't right. Physically, emotionally, I just wasn't right. All that depression, all that shit that I had within my spirit. But now these last 5 years, I've put in the work, man. Woo! I did a lot of work and I feel happy. I feel at peace. And you know what? A man at peace is a dangerous fucking man. I can fucking take on King Kong if I want and beat his ass. Shit, I'll even fight Jake Paul. Let's go.
This harsh and very public criticism only intensified the situation, adding even more momentum to the controversy. It's shaping a narrative in which a legendary fighter is being portrayed as someone who has, over time, carefully avoided high-risk challenges whenever the conditions weren't entirely in his favor.
People want to know how you beat Manny Pacquiao on the second go-around.
We both winners because it's an exhibition, so we're both winners. I mean, we just want to go out there and entertain the people and put on a good show.
All of this frantic repositioning brings up a difficult question that's now echoing across the sports world. Could the figure famous for showcasing immense wealth actually be facing financial strain? There's growing speculation that his finances might be stretched thin or even in serious trouble. The quick move toward a string of unusual exhibition bouts has only intensified those concerns. Lining up a fight with a kickboxer in Greece and even suggesting a possible exhibition with Mike Tyson doesn't resemble the relaxed schedule of someone sitting comfortably at the top. Instead, it gives the impression of aggressively chasing large paydays. When a retired star suddenly begins taking fights across different locations for one-off earnings, the story starts to change. Rather than a celebratory return, it begins to look more like an urgent attempt to generate income, leaving many wondering what's really happening behind the scenes.
Going on?
Hey, I mean, it's unfortunate that it's come to what it's come to. Obviously, when we first heard about him having a 3-fight deal, we understood why he's having a 3-fight deal. I gave my name to people that he could have fought, that could have helped him if he was in financial crisis and needed to recoup some of that money back. And Manny Pacquiao was one of the names. It's crazy that it's even got to this point. I don't even know what to think about it at this point. Obviously, signing multiple deals and getting in advance and having them pay you ahead of the fight. I mean, like, is that normal? Does that happen?
I mean, Ocho. I've known players that they burn through their money. They take out an advance on next year's salary.
Nah.
Yes.
Wait, hold on. Wait, bring that. Hold on. Time out. Bring that back to me one more time.
I've seen guys. I know guys. I'm never gonna put their business out there. That go through the money that they made in 25. That they got to take an advance out on 26 salary. Yes.
Man, I hope ain't none of this true, man. I know they're pretty much quotes, but I hope Floyd ain't in that predicament, bro.
I hope so too, Joe.
Reports behind the scenes suggest this situation could soon move from the ring to the courtroom. There are claims that a substantial advance from the fight purse has already been collected, which complicates things significantly from a legal standpoint. With that in play, the opposing side appears to be setting a fame boundary. Either proceed with the originally agreed professional, sanctioned bout, or risk facing serious legal action for not honoring the contract. Accepting payment for a major professional event and then attempting to shift it into a lighter exhibition format could be seen as a direct violation of those terms. As a result, tensions are rising quickly, and legal teams on both sides are reportedly preparing for a potential dispute if the agreed conditions are not followed.
So, number one, as we stand, this fight is not canceled. I know that there were some things spreading around, some boxing news outlets and stuff yesterday. It is not canceled in any way. Floyd Mayweather is in a breach. He is officially in a breach. He's been in a breach since the day he went out and said what he said on Saturday, but he's officially in a breach as of yesterday. He has a cure period. There are certain things that he needs to do, and he has multiple breaches, not just one. So this was never an exhibition. It was never going to be an exhibition. It was never signed as an exhibition. Manny Pacquiao has no interest in doing an exhibition with Floyd. And just for the record, what the public doesn't know, Floyd Mayweather signed not one, not two, but 3 different agreements on 3 different dates with 2 different parties that ultimately got intertwined in the month of January. And this is all related to his return to professional boxing. First one was on October 24th. The second one was on November 6th. Third one was on December 14th. He received money for all 3 agreements when he signed them. Okay. Not only that, he's taken an advance on his purse on this Mayweather-Pacquiao fight. Okay, on his fight against Pacquiao. So there's another lender also that's now involved in this. Okay, so him saying that it's not at the Sphere, him saying that there's no real fight, that's complete bullshit.
Patience within the boxing community has worn thin, and both media figures and dedicated fans are distancing themselves from the unfolding situation. The reaction has become loud and strongly critical. Experienced boxing reporter Dan Raphael summed up the frustration in stark terms, expressing that the idea of revisiting their well-known first matchup is something he would strongly avoid.
But as I said to you in Las Vegas, I'd rather set myself on fire than watch that rematch, because it was, I've said that, I'm not even joking about this, it was the worst experience of my 25 plus year career covering boxing. Absolutely horrible in every sense of the word. The fight stunk, that was the culmination, but everything about it was horrible. I have no interest personally. What I found interesting is that I don't know, a month and a half ago, there was an announcement that Floyd Mayweather was going to fight Mike Tyson in an exhibition match. So I'm not sure where that fits into the situation. I mean, supposedly they have a signed agreement for that fight pending landing, I guess, some kind of broadcast partner. Whether they've done that or not, I don't know. But, it seems like Floyd, for a guy that's been retired for almost 10 years, is pretty busy. It's just a matter of, like, do we not have anything fresh in boxing? Is it so pathetic that we have to run back a shitty fight from 12 years ago? I mean, look, Manny looked pretty good when he fought Barrios in July. It wasn't like he looked like an old man. I thought he won the fight, to be quite honest. A lot of people thought he won the fight. Floyd hasn't been in the ring in a real fight, quote unquote real fight, because his final official fight was against Conor McGregor, who was making his pro debut. You got to go back to 2017 for that fight. So we're coming up on a decade since he's been.
The audience reaction has turned sharply negative, with many feeling misled by repeated changes and unfulfilled expectations. There's a growing sense that people are being strung along, as plans seem to shift without consistency. When business interests and personal branding are seen as taking priority over fair competition, fans tend to pick up on it quickly. What started as major excitement after the big announcement has now shifted into strong dissatisfaction, with viewers pushing for genuine, competitive matchups rather than events that feel overly staged or driven by profit.
What Mayweather and Pacquiao are doing right now, I think you are dramatically overestimating what the size of the audience is going to be. Sure, it'll be 7 figures because anything on Netflix is 7 figures because it has 270 million subscribers worldwide. It will be 7 figures, but it won't snip the kind of numbers that those other fights did. And that's a problem, I think, for Netflix. Netflix is in the big number business. They're in the event business. I think if you take away the carrot of this being a real fight, that is going to diminish this fight considerably in the eyes of a lot of people, man.
The only carrot here is the fact that Netflix is on board. And if you have a Netflix subscription, you're going to get to watch this for free. My neighbors, my elder league neighbors, they're the ones that actually told me about Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. when it happened. They were into that fight. They bought that pay-per-view. You think they're not going to watch the fight if it's free on Netflix with two familiar names? It's going to be a mega success, but it's going to be a terrible fight. It's going to be two geriatric has-been old greats that are just doing it for the money, and we're just watching for the intrigue. That's it.
I would say this. I would say, this is just my opinion. I don't think Netflix knew that Mayweather was going to say that. I think they went into this fight with the belief that it was going to be a real fight. That's what I think. And will this change their opinion of it? I don't know, but I think it definitely diminishes the size of the audience when this fight ultimately happens. However, that's measured. It's going to do look, the Taylor Serrano fight did what, like 5 million views? Like, that's an incredible number generally, but Netflix looks at a number like that and goes like, that's not really for us, because we can put anything on there, do 5 million views. Anything. They could put a replay of Mora Manfredo on there. It would do 1 million views.
You know what? I've been waiting for the Netflix.
And we're off.
Contender season 1. Come on, Netflix. Contender season 1.
Season 1. Let's go.
Everything now feels like it's hanging in the balance, and time is running out. This situation goes far beyond a single payday or a major streaming event. It's about how a career and legacy will ultimately be defined. The central question is impossible to ignore. Will a binding agreement force a genuine, high-risk fight that could put an unblemished record in jeopardy? Or will one of the sport's most elusive defensive fighters find a way to navigate past the pressure and avoid that ultimate test once again? The entire boxing world is paying close attention, waiting to see whether it's the competitor or the businessman who ultimately gets inside the ring. As for you, what's your take on all the latest drama surrounding Floyd Mayweather and the possibility of a real fight? Do you think he's avoiding the challenge? And will a rematch actually happen? Drop your thoughts in the comments. That wraps up today's video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's coming next. Share your opinions below, and we'll see you in the next one.